Derivatives trading involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results.
So stressful when the world's on fire. Good God. I can't look at this, guys. Like, my strategy is you buy it and you hope that you got a good spot. Yeah, but we all think you're crazy. You don't fight this. No way. The markets are freaking out and you don't think that anything is wrong? Go back tomorrow and I'll lose it all. Should be fun. Good morning, everybody. Haven't had a little bit of OBS trouble there. Also, one of my robots isn't working. Well, let's go and do the volume profile charts first, and then we'll fix him. All right, so yesterday we said they're going to get to 3903. I'd say that was a pretty dang good call, wouldn't you? Actually, they did make it to the volatility target, so cool. Now, since then, they've pulled back. The Asia session didn't really go so well for them. And you need to realize yesterday, this move up was like the best day since June. Like, this is don't let the scales deceive you. This was a big up day. This is a relatively large overnight down move as well. But since the Asia session ended, they're recovering pretty well. It seems like the guys in the U.S. are very bullish right now. Now, treasuries, let's say sideways. Going pretty, the recovery going pretty well. I think that Equities is pretty happy about that. Notice, though, that the further end of the curve, the 30 years seem to be the ones that are still kind of giving them some problems. Pushing down a little bit, and you can see some steepening coming in here still. So this flattened considerably now. The steepening coming in. Oil took a bit of a dive yesterday off of OPEC stuff. They're recovering, and everything looks pretty okay over there. Copper. So copper did not do very well in the Asian session, but is recovering and just looks like the greatest, trade ever all the time. That silver just ish. Sorry, that's gold. Gold just continues to look awful. I saw that Citi had lowered their price target from 1900 to 1800, so they're not expecting it to go anywhere. The market continues to say, this is just the economy is going really, really well, and there's no need to have gold, which are really skeptical about, but it's hard to deny. Now, the dollar continues to look really good too, right? And I think that this is kind of the story. We could get a turnaround here. This seems like a place that it could be good, but I mean, come on, since we breached 90 and now we're coming back up to 91. Actually on this one, should probably come back to a daily chart, and you can kind of see here now where, we were way back here at the beginning of January. The dollar was really green. Since then, it's kind of been sideways to up. But, at some point, especially if this rally is going to continue, I think the dollar is going to have to turn, right? Okay. How are you, Win? Turn on to text-to-speech. The date is correct, and the robots are yeah. So the robot, I have one that we need to fix, and I'm not sure why he's broken. So I'm gonna move you guys over to here, because I don't want you to necessarily see the code. I think I'm gonna have to Visual Studio this, so I'll switch it to debug mode and compile that. Cool. Okay, it's compiled. I'm going to open up Visual Studio. I'm going to do this the easy way, even though, it's a lot of resources to open up Visual Studio. Supreme Court to hear landmark ballot harvesting and polling location case. Ooh, my. Okay. Debug, attach to process. Okay. And now I will try to turn him on. And the vivacity blacks. Ah. Current bar is 8. So if I had to say trend of 0, out of range. Now how is that? Oh, because I'm putting it on a 1-minute chart. I see. I gotcha. Them multi-bar things. Current bars of 1 is less than 1, then return. That should fix it. Soulful Wanderer, happy Tuesday. Yeah, just read them all out here.
Soulful_Wanderer says happy Tuesday, slightly smiling face. Big Toasty says hello.
Winston's mom says good morning, Soulful_Wanderer.
She says a wanderer, really weird, huh? Okay. Ah, excellent. So now I can close the Visual Studio. Don't save. And he put another one out there. Okay, so that's cool. Oh, I can't tell which one is which. So let's turn that off here for a second. Turn off debug mode. Make sure that I've got the names in here. Okay. There we go. Good. Good. It's good. Okay. US 10-year at 1.45. Likely we test 1.5 today. Presents a decent sell opportunity for risk. Really? He thinks that we're going to come down, huh? Well, I don't know. Every night move kind of sideways. Let's monitor these guys over here. For sure. Oh, there you go.
Winston's mom says, set accent German F. She was free in her wildness. She was a wondrous, a drop of free water. She belonged to no man and to no city. Roman Pain, the wondrous.
Oh, no, you wanted it to be, you forgot the Y. You did the command right, but you forgot the Y. It's Germany Y, Germany. Why? How many trades do you find yourself placing today, Ira? That's a lot. Hold up. That is a lot. Like, that's too many, frankly. Let's see here. So if I do this, let's see here. Can I pull it up? Let me pull it up. So like if I look at Jay takes a lot of trades. Jay takes too many trades right now. He takes 11,000 over a year. Which is 40 trades per day. And you're doing 140. Now, if you took 140 like orders over the day, that would be one thing. But if you're taking 100, and are you doing that by hand? I don't know. I mean, how do you do? Do you do well with it? This sounds like too many trades. That sounds like randomness and not actual trades.
Winstons Mum says, Set accent Germany, wenn es nachts im Bette kracht, der Bauer seine Erben macht. When the bed creaks in the night, the farmer is making his inheritance.
What? Oh, man. You know, when I look at that back test, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I when I add risk management to it, it increases it from 65% to 66%. I made a little video about it yesterday, but I was, almost always improves things when you add the risk management to it, like just a daily, risk level to stop trading. But on that particular one, it worked really, really well. Okay, so here we get our first. J2 is going to take one here. Oh, and it looks like Brandon tried taking a trade that is not working out for him. You say I trade for 2 to 8 cents. So you're not trading futures, you're trading stocks. I don't know. So if I was trading stocks, I would just try and take advantage of the spread, but I don't know. So I'm just watching the 10-year here. It's not really showing me signs that like they're adverse. The liquidity is a little bit better today, but it's not great. It's still in the 2000s. General solution based on the inverse characteristic function of the uniform sum distribution. What does that mean? Nice way to start the week with an elegant integrand. There's many ways to solve the integral of sine x over x. As there are ways to mess up a trading strategy. Okay. I don't know how any of that is useful, but it must be useful for something. Nicholas ain't no joke. Yeah, so I probably, I myself, if I'm taking like more than 5 trades, I'm usually doing poorly. So, like a really good day for me, like yesterday, I know that they're going to take it long. I go long. I hold it almost the whole session. Best indicator for the one range chart? Oh, I don't know. I don't think that there's really... Well, so first of all, when you got a one range chart, what it shows you is very different from what other kind of charts look at, you know? 200 ticks. Oh yeah, you caught that yesterday. Good job. It was a strong trend. I mean, it's kind of funny. I didn't realize when I looked at it, I'm like, oh yeah, they're going to take this up, and here are the targets and everything. I didn't realize that those targets were going to make it the best day since June. Like, that's crazy. It was an easy call. I'm looking back on it, and I'm kind of sitting here like, there's no way that we could have been that certain. But I don't know, whatever. No, so what when I'm doing one range charts, or at least in the things that like Jay works off of a one range chart, and he's looking at like cumulative delta kind of things. So like the advantage of seeing the cumulative delta on a one range chart is you get to see how much, each little tick moves it, right? So you can definitely see it over here on this chart over on the right. Did resting orders V2 crap out over here? What did the error give? Is it that same? Yeah. Out of range. That one is really weird. Oh, I can't refresh it without killing Gabby. All right, well. It is very good to see. Yeah. I guess another thing, if you're doing a one range chart on the E-mini, wouldn't necessarily say that it's useful, but it's kind of fun to stick on there is like, put the moving averages or whatever it is that you look on normally, and then you can kind of see how they're really reacting to a price, Sometimes you think it's reacting to something, but then when you really go into it, you realize, oh, it's not a thing. I don't understand margins. If I get 4 contracts on a $1,000 account with $200 USD margin, do I have a 1 contract stop loss before I blow up? Yeah. So, well, no. So if you are trading 4 contracts and you have a $1,000 account, you're using $800 worth of margin on the trade, and you lose $200 USD, you wouldn't blow up the account. You would just have to take off a contract. They would probably close you out of the position, but you could go back and then you could just have 3 contracts on and still do it. But if you're trading on that small of an account, you really don't want to trade the full margin that you have available, right? That's the thing. Is if you're scalping, you want to do something like have a $1,500 account and just trade 1 micro contract and make or lose $20 on a trade. And then if you've made like $50, then start adding contracts and, build it up very slowly and don't use your full leverage, because being over leveraged is what kills most retail traders in futures. That's a big part of why the failure rate in futures is so much higher. It's because you need to be much better capitalized. Well, I don't know. You don't have to be much better capitalized, but like, I don't know. A lot of traders that trade the futures, they're not trading large enough accounts. Yeah, they'll say you have 4 contracts on, but you don't have $800 in your account. Then we need to take them off. Nice shirt. This shirt probably looks a little weird on stream, doesn't it? Yeah, in fact, I'm looking over at the preview window and it looks all gargled up. That's funny. Yeah, I don't remember this shirt doing that in the past, but well, maybe it doesn't look like that on stream. Let's see what it looks like on stream when it goes through the the compression and everything. Ah, we're still not showing up, are we? Nope. Oh no, wait, it does show up. Cool. It was only one day. It does show up. Cool. Oh, you know what? Oh, I'm glad I realized that one, because that would have been icky. Where is it though? I don't see it. I have the speakers on apparently. Yep, I do. Turn that off. Oh no, it looks just perfectly fine on stream. Just looks like a blue shirt on stream. Are you doing analysis? What do you mean, Big Toasty? So I've got these robots that work on this one range chart, and they do a thing. And apparently it works okay. Well, J2 doing pretty good there, getting 3 in a row. Wait, did he get 3 in a row? Wait, what was that? 16 stop. One must have lost somewhere in here. Wait, strategy, performance, real time. So if he's taken 3, and it should be $15, right? Oh, that's weird. Oh, I see. There are 2 of them that he took that I guess I wasn't running it yet. So it's only taken 1. I mean, for example, a volume analysis or technical marks some interesting levels to look at the longer term picture. Well, I don't think there's anything super special about one range charts per se, other than that it shows you every price movement. And when you run an algorithm on it running every price movement, that's kind of useful to have it do its calculation every time the price changes, right? And I found that particularly for the E-mini that there's a couple of inefficiencies I can find there. So it is interesting though, because J2 took it because J2 doesn't have any level 2 filtering on him. So, because the other J probably would have taken similar trades, but because the level 2 wasn't in his favor, he didn't take it. Oh, that was weird. My financial juice window crashed. That was the browser did that. Oil rebounds above 60 ahead of OPEC Plus meeting. Yes, it does. Well, it only kind of just barely went below 60, though. You can kind of see gold. Gold took a dive earlier in the session, recovered, and now he's kind of facing downwards again. And this despite the dollar being somewhat weak this morning. What do you think of Elliott waves? Well, so first of all, I've never pulled out an indicator that has Elliott waves on it and done some sort of an analysis based on it. Overall, it seems like that maybe there's something to it where you get like the number of moves on a move and stuff like that. But I really don't think that you can build a strategy off of it. I don't. So like many other things, if there was an edge in it, it's probably already taken out. Yeah, probably. I don't know. It's a competitive market. What else can we say? There was a document of Paul Tudor Jones. They mentioned it. Well, that's interesting. One of the problems though is that like those big hedge fund guys, like the kind of stuff that they're doing is really different to what we're doing, right? So I think a lot of people come in and say, well, there's these quants out here doing this technical analysis, we think. So I should be able to do it. But like their technical analysis is like portfolio theory, right? It's different from market making. What do you think of silver? Well, so the markets have been selling gold and silver pretty heavily. I would have to say I don't think that what's going on in silver is just like gold and silver holders selling it. It looks to me like people are like actively shorting it. I don't think that those silver bugs are going to give up on it, right? And part of the reason that you're getting this gold and silver sell-off is because there was a big buy at one point that was really excessive. And so they're pulling back off of that still. But the market seems to believe that inflation is not a problem right now, and that the reason that treasuries are going wacko is because we're growing. And so that's why gold and silver are going down, is when yields increase, their correlation is sell gold and silver. But if the inflation is going to come in the later half of the year and end up being stronger than expected, then I think that gold and silver is going to be one of the places to be. It looks like oil and copper are like the best ones right now. But, if anything is like oversold, then it's going to be silver. So if you believe that inflation is going to come in, then I'd say gold and silver are a good buy here. But I think that it's probably going to continue to be difficult here for quite some time, right? You say buy gold, it's easy math, it's on sale. Yeah, it's on sale, that's for sure. Okay, so they both took one there. Hold on, I forgot to close this blind. I want to close it. While E-mini continues to be up mostly. Treasury did come down a little bit there, didn't they? I mean, they extended up and now they're turning down. Let's scroll back here on Twitter. Yeah, I don't know. Silver and gold trade is a hard one just because there are people out there that have really strong feelings about it, you know, that are more dogmatic rather than trade based. Oh, I got a bunch of messages. Oh dear. I have to take care of that. Yeah, that's bad. Well, I'll take care of that after the stream. Alphabet backed Oscar Health ups IPO price. Is that an IPO? Huh. I'm becoming very aware here today about how often I'm looking over here like this. And I don't like it. I want to be over here like this. Have to say, this uptrend is looking pretty okay. I'm new to trading. Any tips? Don't do it. What do you reckon is the best stock to invest in at the moment? Oh, I don't know about that. Oil. Oil has been doing really well. Oil and copper have both been doing very well, but I'm hesitant to give specific stock advice. Yeah. So let's see here. If you're really just starting, the question is why? Why do you want to trade? Do you want to trade because you think that it's something that you could make money from and do on your own and not have to, do a day job, and it's something that you can really make a lot of money from? Then don't do it. Because 95% of day traders lose money. And the reality is that you're going to have to trade and lose money for years and years and years before you even stand a chance at becoming, a reasonably profitable day trader. So the amount of effort and what you get out of it is not really worth it compared to other things that you could be doing with your time. So the reason that I would go into trading is because you're good at it and you really, really enjoy it, right? That's how I would approach it. Now, if you're that person that, you're really, really into it, doing it alongside my day job just to make extra money, nah. Go do marketing. Do some sort of online marketing. That'll you make way more money doing online marketing. Well, I mean, unless you like really hit it big, but like one of a million people actually do that in day trading. Yep. But if I was to go back and when I started, I would tell myself to read more about market microstructure and empirical studies that have been done on that. That's what I would go back and do. That's where I think that it gives you the most accurate view of markets and it can really guide your trading. Okay, so they did pull back a little bit here. Scott Adams, there's always a third accuser. Yeah, there is. Sometimes people just jump on though. Okay. Keeping my eyes over here. Treasury's still hanging out up there at highs. Mitt Romney had a hard fall when he was knocked unconscious and had to get stitches. That isn't just me, or has there been a number of politicians that have had hard falls, quote unquote? Like, remember when that happened to Harry Reid? Warren on Bitcoin. The speculative nature may end badly. Okay. Who cares what she thinks? Did you guys see the New York Attorney General's warning yesterday? She straight up said investing in Bitcoin is not prudent. I was like, I can't believe that she said it in that stark of terms. Like, that is kind of towing the line of what you as a public official could actually say, unless you actually knew something about what was coming, you know? Futures Trader says, come join the original live stream. That's interesting that he's using that now. But I mean, the problem with that is that he doesn't show it to you live. He just does his little rundown and then he ends. So, like, it might as well not be live, you know? Hmm. Yeah, it was Futures Trader 71 that did that. I wonder how long he's been posting it like that. Oh, jeez. I was thinking about buying it there, but it just kind of jumped up. I mean, I'm sure I understand how he feels because Futures Trader 71's channel is criminally unsubscribed. He should have well, how many does he have now? I bet you it doesn't show. Yeah, it doesn't look like it shows it anymore. Well, he gets 1.2k views on every video, so that's not too bad. He didn't do anything. Well, yeah, he live streams it. So like what he does is he does a live stream where he goes through his morning rundown and then ends it. So it's like a quick 10-minute live stream. That's why I was saying. He says it's the original live stream, and I'm like, well, like the way that he does it, it's not the same thing as what people think of as live streaming. I'm not so sure that that's the kind of marketing that I would take on it. In my opinion, he's one of the real traders. Well, he's been doing it. He's certainly been doing it for a long time. I'm going to bet that, like most people, sometimes he does really well and sometimes he doesn't do very well. You know what I mean? Oh, really? Jeez. Fine. What I'm doing here is like really bad, but I felt like I had already missed out on so much. Yeah, it's more like a market precap. That's exactly what it's a morning market rundown. Just like you get from like, oh my gosh. We get news. Somebody just dumps 500 contracts for no reason. It happens. Well, I don't know. That was a lot. I mean, that was one order all of the sudden that was equal to all of the volume since 3888. But then it only came back like 8 ticks. So someone is squeezing. Well, if they want to waste their money doing that, then go ahead. I don't know. I've seen from time to time a person saying, "Oh, they'll take the opposite side of certain traders or groups or people in discords and things like that." But every time that I look into it, they're full of shit. Like the people in chat actually were making more than the people that were claiming to trade against them. It was kind of funny. But people buy into this. There's this thing like in marketing, and I really feel like this kind of marketing is really, really dishonest. But when you can get people to rally against something, if you can pick something out and try and make them the enemy, that tends to create more loyalty. And so I've seen some people in the futures trading space try and utilize that sort of thing to their advantage, and it's very So it's 3,900 in the CAS index, so maybe an order trigger? I don't know. I mean, it might have been somebody just taking profits for all we know. Yeah, I don't believe in that. I'm just fishing. It sure did feel like, though, that I knew when I said it, I was like, wow, this isn't the trade that I wanted to take, right? So if I had gotten in at 9, about where I'm at right here, and then it had done that, then I would be a little suspicious, but I'm still looking at this like, okay, so if it was a profit taking, that makes sense, but that's not necessarily bearish, right? Not in the longer run. If it was somebody taking a short there, the buyers held that short pretty well. So, but we'll take our licks on that one. Surprisingly, my robots took those and made money, so whatever. Treasuries seem to still be pushing highs. Wait, Bryce Walk plays different music? Subtle hint from the ECB that traders need to understand that PEPP purchases were actually more than the 12 million net number in yesterday's data.
Jay Constance says hello, are you bullish on BTC now the Tether issue is solved?
Well, I think you're reading that piece of news wrong if you think that the issue is resolved. Like, if you go and read the documents, the New York Attorney General basically proved, what is the word besides proved? Well, they basically proved that everything that we were worried about Tether doing was true. That they didn't have the money, that are not fully backed. Is that a Ninja plugin on your DOM? My DOM is Jigsaw Day Trader. So, and then yesterday, the New York Attorney General said investing in Bitcoin is not prudent. So here, the one lawmaker in the United States law enforcement agency doing their job has straight up told you that it's not a good idea to invest in Bitcoin. I don't get how anybody could be long after that. It was solved with its very low 15 million. Yeah, but so they did settle the case, yes, but I don't think it's bullish. No, I don't. Why do I say that? Because it proved that Tether was manipulating. It proved that the price that we have right now is based largely on money that doesn't exist. Right? And this is like a slow burn sort of a thing. So yeah, they make the agreement. Now Tether is not allowed to work with anybody in New York. That's not good for Bitcoin, right? Because that was where a lot of the money was coming from, right? So now these hedge funds that were making bets with Tether, they can't do that anymore. So that's bad for Bitcoin demand, first of all. You said that rather than price and volume, market pulls and refills are more determinant to cause price movement. Would that bookmap tools help? Or they have a column for that? Well, bookmap does have a DOM, and I think that you can see it. So I would say that you can do that kind of analysis with bookmap. I just don't think that their DOM is as good as the Ninja DOM. Tether printing is no difference to me than dollar printing. Well, okay. I don't view it as bullish. And again here, like the valuation that we're sitting at, I think is a little crazy. And when you add on top of that some of it is based off of this nut job buying billions of dollars of Bitcoin, essentially on margin, with money that they got from bonds. I just can't imagine wanting to be long Bitcoin, man. Maybe they go up to 60K, but I want no part of it. I just don't get this. This is like, okay, well, we're concerned that the price of Bitcoin might be artificially high because of fraud. Okay, let's look into it. Oh yeah, no, there was totally fraud going on. Okay, well, now that that's taken care of, I totally want to be long this thing that there was a bunch of fraud in. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? But this is what you see in the Bitcoin world, right? No, I think they're crazy. This is going to end badly. And the thing is that they're so much more overbought than they've been in the past. Like the degree of fraud is now at this point worse than it was at the height of the Mt. Gox. Okay, and that was fraud, right? So what it does in the short term, I don't know. I could say that if Bitcoin were to fail 4,000 or so, that it could be really bad. It could be really bad, but, I don't know if that's actually going to happen or not. It's called religion, self-deceptive, magical thinking. Well, Bitcoin has kind of become a religion, hasn't it? But the point is that I feel that the Bitcoin community's narrative coming out of the Tether case being resolved is completely crazy. You say it retraced to 43K, now back to 50K. A price movement like that doesn't necessarily mean anything. Do you have, where do we have any kind of empirical evidence that kind of a thing is a healthy movement, right? the most that I can do is guesstimate where people's positions are. So that's where I'm saying we know that MicroStar's position is somewhere around 4,500. So that's where I'm like, if we go below 40,000 rather, that's where things could get ugly. The only god I believe is garlic. Well, they've been doing okay. Let's see where they're at today. Silver being held down is, I don't know if that's, look, if people want to sell it, then people want to sell it. How is that criminal? So I feel like that retail traders have got it in their head that if you buy or sell something, or you buy or sell a lot of a thing, and that affects the price movement in a way that is favorable to you, that somehow price manipulation and should be illegal. And that's just not the way that it works. That's called trading. And those movements that they can make from taking large trades are to their detriment, frankly. That is the biggest disadvantage to what they do, is the execution impact that they have on the markets. If they could take their trades and never move the markets, they would do it, because that tends to lose them money. Have you noticed that in Bitcoin, those kinds of like big whale moves, whether it's long or short, don't happen as much anymore? Do you know why? It's because the whales realized that it wasn't good for them, that they didn't really benefit. Maybe the exchange maybe benefit from it because they can know where the stops are and stuff, but we just don't see as much of that anymore as we did in like 2017, right? You didn't take any longs in the 10. I haven't taken anything in the 10-year yet, no. Wall Street manipulation is, yeah, see, that's not manipulation. Here's manipulation. If I go out and I say something about a company, like I think I heard a rumor that X thing is happening, and you know that rumor is 100% false, like you just made it up, that's market manipulation. Okay. But if you just buy something or you sell something and that affects the price, this is not manipulation. That is trading. Well, I've gotten this thing to run. By the way, Ace was here, wasn't he? So he never... Yeah, he is. He said morning, but he never gave us a trade. I guess he was a little late today. People don't trust the government anymore and go for Bitcoin and gold. Well, and that's not the... Oh, you're long 97 and a quarter? Oh. Well, you got your two, at least. To me, don't know. There's like when you get into the Bitcoin thing, like there's just so many problems with it. This is where it's like the people that are buying it believe a number of things that aren't true. Okay, like this idea that like it's going to become this world currency, and that's total bullshit. It's not going to happen. It can't happen. It's technically impossible because Bitcoin literally can't support it. And people keep saying, well, Lightning in this, but like none of that has happened. And here, like I think that Grayscale Bitcoin Trust is the best example of this. Why do you have to have a company that makes all of this money managing Bitcoin for other people when the whole point of it is that it's a currency, but it's not being used as a currency. It's being used as a speculation vehicle. So much so that companies and people, large investors, are afraid to hold the currency themselves. How is that going to take over the world? Right? If people were buying it and they're just like, oh yeah, like I buy it and I'm just hold it in my wallet like you're supposed to, right? And I buy and sell things with it. And like people do that in Bitcoin Cash. I've done that with Garlic Coin. Makes sense. But no, Bitcoin has come to the point where it's like, it's scary to touch it. Like, and then people say that's going to become the currency. No. But gold is a currency. Like that's the thing, is that I could go down to the store right now and I could go and buy or sell that gold at a moment's notice and convert it into something. And I have absolutely no reservations. Well, so like, why would I, if you need a store of value, why would you use Bitcoin rather than gold? Because gold is a physical asset and it's heavy. Okay, but you can have somebody else manage it for you too, right? Like they take 5% of your gold if you sell. Well, but you don't think that they're taking a percentage of your Bitcoin in some way or another? Or that they're not going to start doing that? See, this is the problem with, I would say, Gen Z's financial understanding in general. They have been tricked. You have been fooled into believing that speculation for speculation's sake is what moves things and gives things values. That is false. That is not what the models and our understanding of economics say. Our understanding of economics to say that things have a value because they're useful to people for in one way or another. How do currencies have value? You can buy stuff with them. A currency that is so difficult to use, that's so expensive to use that you can't buy stuff with it, is useless. It's useless. Something being scarce, who cares if it's scarce? Guess what? I have Garlic Coin is scarce. Why isn't everybody buying up Garlic Coin? You understand? Like, okay, Garlic Coin, there are only 69 million Garlic Coins ever going to be minted. A large number of those coins have been lost because people at the very beginning, they put their coins in a wallet that would used by a website, and their website disappeared. They have already mined out 3/4 of it. Okay, so Garlic Coin is rare, more rare than Bitcoin. Okay, and frankly, the amount that you make for mining it is far less than other cryptocurrencies. So why does Garlic Coin not worth more? Scarcity is not the only reason to have something. There's lots of things out there that would be scarce that nobody would ever care to have. The value of fiat money is largely based on the public's faith in the currency issue. I wouldn't say that's true either, though. So A fiat currency is backed by debt, right? The US dollar is backed by debt. You can go and buy these treasuries and you are going to make interest on, and that's how that system works. That's why it has value to people. That and the fact that because people have to pay taxes in it, there's guaranteed that you will always be able to use dollars to buy things. So it's useful. And what is the primary driver of US dollar flows on a day-to-day basis? Whether or not people want to go and buy things in the United States. Dollar goes down when people think that people in the United States are going to have to convert their dollars to something else. Send your gold to the other side of the world costs you much time. Well, but it costs you much time and money to transfer Bitcoin. It's just like the whole thing. It's a ruse. The reason I get back to this, like that it's a ruse, is because everybody thinks that it's about the pump and dump. But you got to realize that if you create a market movement with your execution impact, the net effect is that you lose money. They have to get you to come in and buy it for them to make money. And then who gets left holding the bag? You do. And how many times have we seen this happen? And how many times have I been able to effectively predict it? I guess this time, it's now been 4 months, so I'm 4 months late. Chart's doing weird things that I haven't seen before, so this time is different for sure. I don't know how that changes things per se, but it definitely scares me. See, fiat money has intrinsic value. Let me explain. The intrinsic value of a fiat money is that you can buy or sell things with it. Sued to below 500K, never again. Okay. I don't care, frankly. With the way that it functions right now and everything else, I want no part of it. And the scary thing is that it's now gotten to the point where one crazy CEO can start leveraging his company to that thing. So now next time that it falls apart, it could potentially take the whole economy down with it. And how long until people realize that this kind of gambling is not good? So listen, the whole idea of a currency, that it's a currency, and the main feature of the currency is that people don't want to use it, is just mind-bogglingly stupid. And I say that a large number of people are falling for an outright ruse. Cult currency for a cult company. That whole thing is just crazy, man. But that's just like, okay, if Tether had been exposed and Bitcoin lost all of its price because people realized that the money was coming from thin air. Actually, that really bothers me now that you said. So earlier you're saying, well, Tether is the same thing as dollars. They print dollars. It's like, okay, so let me get this straight. You want to be in a cryptocurrency because you don't trust the US government, because the US government just prints money whenever they want to. So what you do is you go and you buy a cryptocurrency whose value has been primarily derived over the past 3 years from somebody printing money out of thin air. What? It's just crazy. The whole idea is just, okay, hypocritical, don't you think? Like, if just printing money is bad, then why is it okay when Tether does it? Oh, I know why. Because you're long, that's why. But I say, if that's where all of the money came from, and now they can't work with US clients in New York, where's the money going to come from? Where's the money going to come from? Because it's not going to come from me. I tell you that much. I think BTC is the ultimate future currency, but no. See, what's going to happen is this. The U.S. government in the next year is going to come out and make a government-backed cryptocurrency. So it will be directly convertible into dollars, and they will like give you a wallet and you can put money in that wallet or make new wallet. And it will be fast and secure and efficient. And probably you'll be able to put contracts on it like you can with Ethereum, right? And now the whole reason for any other cryptocurrency other than that you don't want it to be involved in the US government disappears. It's practically worthless at that point. And I think that's what's going to happen. And then if we continue to see this kind of stupidity, they'll ban it. They'll ban it. So I really don't think that I don't think it'll ever go to zero, but an 80% drop is coming, man. Only a matter of time. But to the point, the whole thing that this whole thing started was the New York Attorney General case is resolved, so that's good for Bitcoin. It's not good for Bitcoin. Another thing that I would point out is that case was really just a test case, right? So now they're opening up the door for every regulatory agency to start trying this stuff. Okay, so far on the open, we had a pretty good up move going into the open, but then since we've opened, they've kind of struggled, and they're kind of shying away from some of the prices of yesterday. So I'm not so sure I want to be long anymore. I did make like $30 overall between the two trades that I took. It really sucks that first trade didn't work out, but that's what you get when you get when you take a poor entry. I think that they will turn on it eventually. Crypto can never be. Oh, yes, it can. I mean, yeah, you'll still do an underground and everything, but no, you won't have cut. So, like, if the whole run on this is based off of companies are going to buy Bitcoin and it's banned, how is that going to work, right? It's banned. How many people do you think are going to buy it? Right? You can't buy it. You can't ban it completely, but guess what? You're not going to have a whole lot of demand for that currency anymore. But here's the thing that I just don't understand is people that know how I look at Bitcoin come in and they say, the price has gone up. Have you changed your mind yet? Oh, this particular case thing or whatever has changed. Does that change your mind? Oh, maybe Lightning Network might work. Well, no. The only thing that changes my mind is what the model says. If the model says it is overbought, I am not going to buy it. No way in hell. Not a chance. Never. Will never happen. Will not buy it. Because the strategy says you don't buy it right now. The strategy says that if you had front run it and you got in, when it was towards the low, that you've already taken your profits and you're good and you're sitting and you're waiting. And that's what I will do as well, is I will wait for Bitcoin to come back to what is a reasonable valuation, which would require a significant decline from here. Yeah, but why is it a retirement safe haven for you? Because you plan on converting it into worthless dollars? Yeah. The only reason their precious coin is worth anything is because of dollars. Well, it's been overbought for years, in my opinion. So when we were looking at this, it was like, okay, it looks like it's overbought right now, but there's like the Ethereum futures and all this other stuff. So kind of got to wait for that. And so we waited for that. And then it really did look to me like it was time and it was going to do it. And Elon Musk came along and saved it. And then after the Elon Musk thing happened, we've had Michael Saylor coming back in. And, every time that, he's trying to use his, it seems to me like Michael Saylor is trying to use his execution impact to prop Bitcoin up. Otherwise, why would you tell everybody? Like, do you realize the disadvantage he has put himself at by telling everybody that his position is at 45,000 and the amount that he has bought? Okay, like if Bitcoin takes, even a 20% drop from here, he's going to have real problems. Because where is MicroStar going to get the money if not Bitcoin coming back up? If the dollar were to vanish tomorrow, what's the Bitcoin worth then? There you go. Nothing. Yeah, well, that's the problem. I can't go and buy food with Bitcoin. Then you can buy with BTC, but it can't. We already established, and you agreed with me that it can't be the new currency right now. No, the BTC spend is relative to the dollar. People accept your BTC because they immediately convert it into dollars. Yeah, you're not, if you go to the store and they say bread costs this many Satoshi, yeah, I if you could do that, then maybe it would be a worthwhile thing. Okay, but there are numerous reasons why that simply can never be. One is because of the protocol itself. The protocol is not efficient and it can't handle the amount of traffic for it. So that's the first problem, right? Now, Bitcoin Cash has solved that problem. They've just increased the block size and they can handle as many transactions as they want. And it appears to be working very, very well in Bitcoin Cash. And there's no question that the maximalists, I think they were wrong. Because the Bitcoin Cash guys have been doing it and have been successful with their coin. Okay, so let's say that Bitcoin Cash becomes the new thing. Okay, then what is the problem? The problem is that if you base your entire economy on a currency like that, what do you do when there is a recession? And this is the larger problem with cryptocurrencies, is that they create deflationary spirals. That's why Bitcoin will suffer 80% drops. And when you look after the Mt. Gox thing, and here we say Mt. Gox happened because of fraud, and apparently this last run happened because of fraud. Okay, when that fraud is exposed, then what happened? Bitcoin was in the doldrums, dumps, and nothing happened for years, right? Imagine if that's your economy. If that's your economy, then we would still be in a depression right now. If the United States economy was based on Bitcoin, there would have been nothing that they could have done at the depths of the coronavirus crisis. There wouldn't be anything to do about the money. There would just be deflation everywhere because nobody would be able to afford anything. And it would be a full-on depression for years or decades. So you literally, people are dumb enough that they will try. But if your economy is based on Bitcoin, you're going to have problems. And the issue that we have right now is that we have created this market tie between Bitcoin and Tesla and MicroStar. So now if Bitcoin falls apart, it could have a measurable impact on the overall market. And then you're going to find out what happens when you tie your economy to it, right? The dollar will fall. It's doomed. No. Not unless the United States agrees to a one world currency. But I don't think that will ever happen. Because money is a tool that governments use to manage. And this is the thing that I really think, like, when you use treasuries and you look at the dollar and all of these other things and you kind of understand how monetary policy works, you kind of realize that cryptocurrency can't work. You have to have a money system that you can manage, that you can use as a tool during depressions or when things are overheated. One day you need a wheelbarrow to buy one bread? No. What it was, we have cards loaded with dollars, right? That's funny. Okay, so that whole bull move that we had has turned out. I got a lucky exit there off of the open. Nope. When the indicator says to buy, then I will buy. Hopefully I'll be in a position to be able to buy some at that point. I've been using that money flow for other things. But if it shows that Bitcoin is undervalued, then I'll take it. But right now it's not. Yeah, I did get lucky at the open. I mean, how much higher did it go than my price? They went a few ticks through me, so I'd say it's like a legit fill and everything, but... okay, so Jay is taking a short here. I think he's going to finally get a loser. J2, rather. Normal Jay has done better than second Jay. How so? They've taken 8 trades, 75% win rate, whereas the other Jay has probably only taken like half that, huh? Oh, he only took 2 trades. Both winners, though. Okay. Okay. I needed that for feedback against your FOMO. Well, there you go. I mean, I can always look at the chart and I can be like, well, I mean, this looks like this was some accumulation. This is kind of like, maybe some accumulation on there. This kind of looks like some distribution. Kind of, one of the things that I'm noticing in Bitcoin, though, is that, every time that it moves, so like when we moved from 47, even when we moved from like 4,800 to 50 yesterday, you get on Twitter and everybody on Twitter is like, oh, Bitcoin moved up $1,000 or what? And I'm like, who cares? Like it's nothing. It was like hardly nothing for Bitcoin. Like it moves that every day. Why are you guys making this huge headline out of it? Right? But that's where you kind of have to start thinking like that is the sort of stuff that happens at the tops, right? There you go. Loving the TA set. There you go. Well, the problem is that technical analysis just isn't reliable, man. I'm not going to say that there's nothing to it or that it's useless. But most of the conclusions that people are making based on technical analysis, the chart doesn't have enough information to show them that. The reality is without being able to see everybody's positions, I can't really know for sure whether people are accumulating or distributing in a certain spot. The whole system is designed so that you can't see that stuff. What you can see in Bitcoin is you can see them moving their coins between their wallets and things like that. I'll watch another channel before you that loves TA to get both perspectives. Well, listen, if somebody gives me a TA setup that has, a good historical record, like the thing that really drives me crazy is like, if I use order flow indicators and I use things that I know are effective, or at least have give you a good picture of what's going on, okay, and I program those up, I can maybe get a 55% win rate. Like that's really like the most I've ever gotten off of a purely price-based technical indicator is 51%. With equal risk reward, Show me something. Equal risk reward, 60% win rate. I honestly don't believe it exists. I think that any price pattern that is that effective would surely have already been arbitraged out of the market. So an edge that significant based purely off price, I don't think that it can exist in this market. But I will keep back testing things for people in the hopes that maybe it comes along. Okay, well, the treasuries continue to be slightly elevated, kind of pushing more towards the higher end of the range. And as the E-mini puked there, the treasuries went higher. We have made a lower low. I'm not surprised by that, given the volume and everything else. It looks like, you had a pretty good buy there, and now we're getting a pretty good sell. There's still about 4,500 contracts that could come off to take us the other way for us to go and make an overnight low. We're also coming into like stop area, so we might be able to just like chill here for a while and it might base out. I don't know, but overall I don't feel really good about the overall setup for today. There's not seeing news per se. Let's hear what's Eric Watson saying here. U.S. Chamber backs Senator Joe Manchin's effort to shrink the bill. Personal savings have grown substantially, with Americans saving almost $3 trillion since the pandemic began, and the majority of the states have not suffered a significant loss in tax revenue. Target aid where it is needed. Probably he's right. QQQ was sold into highs yesterday? I don't know. There was a little bit of that in the E-mini, for sure. So, like, if you come over here and look at the E-mini, you can see that the deltas were negative. But that kind of thing starts to happen later in the day. Like, it doesn't... I don't know if that really tells us anything. Dark Pools said he's sold. He said Yeah, I don't know. That's interesting. You had no edge yesterday. Why didn't you go long, man? You weren't going long? I don't follow trends. Well, there you go on that. Here's the thing. Here's one of the things that I find so curious is when I go through and I try and find a filter to improve the win rate. I can maybe improve a win rate like 1 or 2% using a filter. But I don't know how I could empirically prove this, but it seems to me that human intuition is better than any of those filters. I'm not entirely sure how I determine it, but it seems to me that most of the time I'm on the right track. Of course, my view of what the trend is a lot more nuanced. Like right now, the short-term trend is down, but I'm a little skeptical about, that this is like a full-on sell day, But I can tell the difference between when it's going to be a trend day and when it's not. At least some of the time. And I haven't found anything that comes even close to predicting that sort of a thing with technical indicators. You know what I mean? Well, look, they might flip around here now. That might have been the spot where I was I was thinking that if we wanted to buy it. We had this big gap up yesterday with floating market on no volatility. Yeah, but it was context, right? The market had been spooked by the treasuries, and the reason that they were moving as aggressively as they were was because there was a auction and the government is putting too many treasuries out and end of month sort of action. So you get all of that out of the way. The treasuries should recover, and as such, equity should recover too. That was, I thought, at the time, an easy call. And you could just see it in the price action right from the very beginning. They were buying into the open. They were buying after the open. It was, everything said long. And you could see it in the level too. The market makers weren't selling stuff. They weren't taking market sell orders. So did Gabby take a trade? Oh, she did, and she made money. Oh, that's a good deal. Where did she take it at? Really? Well, she must have gotten that one off of... Well, I don't know where she got it from, actually. To tell you the truth, I don't know where she got it from. She seems to do pretty good, though. I think some of these other ones, like Joseph, never expected Joseph to be amazing. Indy, I had high hopes for, but I knew that there was kind of something wrong about the way that he was working. Okay, so this is a great thing to bring up, Jay Constant.
Jay Constant says at the core of Bitcoin's price rally were the U.S. Federal Reserve's near-zero lending rates and its unlimited bond buying policy. The dovish programs forced the yields on U.S. Treasury bonds lower. Jay Constant says, prompting investors to move their capital in far riskier markets.
Right. So now, in the past 2 weeks, the Treasury yields have increased substantially. And how did the Bitcoin markets react? Not at all. Makes you wonder. Because what happened in the treasuries last week was not good for Bitcoin. Very much so not good for Bitcoin, right? Okay, well, so that sell order overall came off. We're getting like the short-term regime change from it, I think. I'm still not sure where it goes from here. I don't really see context for me to really make a good call beyond what I've already done, other than maybe we could try trading Ace's signal. CME Group announces multiple micro E-mini equity index futures trading volume records. Good for them. Hopefully that means that they'll decrease the size on lots of instruments. Okay, so they're climbing back to 3,900 now. Well, I said there, I don't really think I have enough context to make a call, but it was long, wasn't it? Pretty easily long. Let's see here. Well, J and J2 are dead even right now. They've both lost $3. Brandon having a bad day today. Okay. That's interesting. Did those both just happen just now? Oh, one of them hit their limit. That's funny. Okay. Biden removes mention of Dr. Seuss from Read Across America Day. Oh, I have Dr. Seuss books. That's funny because Dr. Seuss was a real lefty. Well, I'm a little interested where this is coming from. Did Gabby take another trade and already made the money? Yes, she did. Oh my gosh. She's amazing, guys. Wow. I'm starting to, I mean, she had a bad run earlier. When was it? I don't remember, but the past 2 days have been great for Gabby. I want to know though, why doesn't Gabby post to put her little squares on here? I don't know. I have to say this earlier one that she made was probably a little bit lucky because she put the limit order out there and it had been there for a long time. So huzzah for Gabby, right? Arden? Oh, now Cardano has been running, hasn't it? Well, I regret not buying more garlic coin, I think. I should have mined more of it. I haven't gone back and started mining again. They're at almost at 2 cents. That's not too bad. So they have $1 million garlic market cap now. They need more volume though. Garlic Coin really needs another exchange. Whatever they can do to get on a more serious exchange. They keep thinking that it's going to be like Binance, so I'm like, yeah, no, I don't think that Binance is going to take you. I'm kind of starting to wonder if I really need charts for all 3 treasuries up anymore. If maybe I should replace it with other stuff. Oh, okay. So now both J's are equal with each other though still. It's kind of odd. Kind of suggests that if I combine the filters for the 2 of them that it could be better, but the filter for J1 I still got questions about. There's lots of trades that I think it should be taking that it doesn't. Maybe I just need a shorter term filter. I don't know. Okay, you know what? I'm going to take a break here. I'll be right back. Oh, you know what? I am outputting this stuff, so we can do our analysis on J2. Yes. Should be fun. Oh. Vega vacuum vaporize. What's behind the market's violent melt up? Could a reversal in the yuan derail the inflation narrative? 2 weeks ago, on February 16, when discussing persistently high and sticky level in the spot VIX, we referenced a recent report from Goldman, according to which retail investors were flooding into long VIX ETP and calls, creating an upside Vega vacuum. Perhaps in anticipation of another VIX spike, perhaps in a misguided attempt to spark a VIX short squeeze. But whatever the reason, last week's VIX surge was enough to hand retail investors sufficient profits, with the fear index surging by 50% since our initial post on the topic. Why is this notable? Because Charlie Miguel writes this morning, the enormous decrease in daily VIX ETN net Vega, which we addressed 2 weeks ago, and which declined by a whopping 38 million as some of that recent momentous long Vega accumulation is monetized, now serves as a potential source of easing some of the stickiness in persistently higher implied volatility, which then becomes a feedback loop into softening of realized volatility yet again. Dealers are now long gamma versus spot gamma neutral line at 37.90. Well, we're way above that, and are helping to insulate against large market swings, while option holders are again long delta versus the spot. Neutral line at 38.19. Miguelian writes, so yesterday was an everything up day with a low risk again hammered, particularly positive for both legs of his recommended 65% renormalization, 35% Fed liquidity beneficiaries, basket structure. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, that's the end of the article. Global oil demand to exceed pre-COVID levels in 2021, ADNOC CEO says. Well, CJ has still got a trade on, but he didn't get it. He hadn't gotten a fill yet. There it is. Now he got it. Thank you, Mr. Market Surger. Wait, he took a short again? Really? Wow. Well, he just killed it right there. That thing just took a bunch of trades there that worked out really well. I'm a little concerned about if I could actually trade that live, like where it's taking them and everything. I don't know if it would get fills. Every time that market goes to 99, 39.99 or 38.99, you mean? Well, let's see here. I haven't been looking at my Well, there's a big one down at 38.90. Oh, the order up there is not that big. The 38.90 order down here is way bigger. There's a volatility stop right here, by the way. Sorry, an ATR stop. I wouldn't mind. I don't feel like that the situation is appropriate for me to be putting on risk, but 38.90 looks really good to me. There's some absorption there at 38.90 as well. So you could buy that and on that is can come back to it. Does it go further than that? Still doing some volume there. I was curious. They're definitely interested in that spot, wouldn't you say? That's the bottom of that volume profile and everything. It sure looks like a buy to me. Yeah. There you go. That one would have worked. Well, so now J2, the JJ, the J1 took a trade and he did well with it. They're just neck and neck the whole time here, man. Rabobank, there are only 3 ways that this all ends. That's ominous. Yeah, it's looking okay. Yeah, I mean, there was a good pullback, but it's looking okay there. Oh, that one was Gabby took a third one that one. Gabby's killing it today. Man, how's she doing that? How's she doing that? I'm not even entirely sure why she's taking the trades that she is, but she keeps winning and it's kind of scaring me. Well, this might be the one that picks if they push higher here, then Jay is going to be screwed. Fed policy in the meme stock market created a unique opportunity to take out a 3% fixed 30-year mortgage and invest it in stocks with 10% earnings yields or 7 to 12% dividend yields. Pick the right ones, and one's got a prudent Main Street inflation hedge. Oh, okay. I don't know I don't think that sounds very smart. That is Michael J. Burry saying that, though. I don't think that I want to take a 30-year mortgage and put it in the stock market. That sounds a little scary. Think they'll make it back to the open? Well, we're still in the counter trend period. Feeling sleepy again today, man. I'm probably going to be like this for a few weeks. Kathy Wood pump failure? Let's come and look at stocks. Let's come and look at stocks. You guys hanging in there all right? We're doing okay. All right. I have 36K in my Robinhood account. Can you show me how to enable it? Well, so I don't use Robinhood. I wouldn't recommend day trading with Robinhood. And I would not recommend trading live, day trading live, if you don't have any, experience on sim yet. So I don't know if I can really help you there. Oh, look, GameStop is doing okay today, is it? That's funny. Oh, GameStop, you. Oh, what about... Okay, so Tesla's down a little. I'm more interested in Tesla. So Tesla was moving higher in the overnight, but then just got destroyed in the pre-market. And is probably a part of why the market is being as testy as it is. ARKK, up, 0.4 of a percentage point. AOC down. Well, that's funny. Jay, he got the winner on that one, and J2 did not. Get a real account with a real broker. There you go. Well, so I use Fidelity. Now, Fidelity is not set up to day trade with. If I was going to trade stocks, I think I would probably have to go with Interactive Brokers right now, although they're not perfect, but mainly because, they've got some good algorithmic stuff built into it and everything. Personally, I trade futures, and this is where if you want to trade futures, just put like $2,000 into a futures trading account. Get a good platform and trade at sim for a little bit and see how you do. Because the bigger thing that I'm trying to get at here is that 95% of day traders lose money, and I really don't think that if you've never day traded before, that you should risk $35,000, right? You should be trading it on sim for a couple of months and make sure that you've got your set strategy all figured out and you have a positive expectancy and you've done all of the appropriate due diligence that you need to do on that sort of a thing before you start trading it live. This is what I'm getting at. You could also use Thinkorswim. Thinkorswim has a really great demo platform for you to use. Here again, I also feel that futures are a better vehicle for day trading speculation. Get more data, more leverage, thicker markets. Okay, I'm coming back to the bottom end of this range again. I think that 38.90 trade would have been a good trade bet. So surely you would have taken it off by now, right? You would have just taken it to like 94 maybe. Well, they broke 38.90 now. They're on that run. And there's another large order, this time at 38.8750. That's really interesting. And the delta so far, since that first touch of it, has not been positive. So that could be bad. So let's see what happens. They go through that order. Well, it's 87.50. I bet you could probably take 91.50 if it touched it. Okay, so here they go. Touching it with big orders. Okay. Aggressive selling through it. Wow. Somebody just decided to sweep that whole thing. It looks like the liquidity is a little messed up there now. Gabby does it once again. 4 in a row. Wow. Well, so we should temper this a little bit. She's made $38, which is about equal to Jay. So $38 if they were micros. I see that big 100 number and I'm like, oh, that's so great. But really, it's very modest. The difference, though, is that Jay took like 20 trades to get to that, and Gabby is 4 for 4. Why does it seem like nobody but me uses E-Trade? People always laugh when I say I use it. I honestly don't know. I don't know. Like here's the thing with stocks, guys. The platforms suck. The retail traders don't really put huge demands on it. The only broker out there that really tries to cater to that kind of demographic, like me, would be Interactive Brokers, and Interactive Brokers has problems, right? It has a lot of problems. So the futures trading platforms are just better. Now, if Ninja Trader or Jigsaw ever gets it to where you can do stocks, then maybe I'll do that. But until then, I'll just sit here and feel superior about how I use futures trading software, which is so much better than that plebeian software that the stock traders use. Yeah, I don't really day trade. I mean, I'll swing them. I swung GameStop, right? But that's very, very rare. Will be dead, buried, decomposed, and thus before Jigsaw innovates anything? I don't know about that. They sure are working slow, aren't they? They were saying, okay, well, like we got another update coming, but we're gonna wait until after Christmas because we were finding some troubles with it. And now it's been 3 months. And I'm wondering, when are they gonna give us another? When are they going to give us another one? Oh man, Jay has leaped ahead slightly. If there's any real benefit to Bookmap over Jigsaw, it's the pace of innovation and community around it. Yeah, well, the funny thing is that Jigsaw, especially at the beginning, I think were innovative. They've definitely built a lot of new features, but then they realized that they needed charts, and it just took them a long time. So it seems to me that they've been such a small team, and that the team they've got right now is not hyper efficient, But who knows? Maybe they're working on something. We don't really. Maybe Peter will address that for us. Who knows? Because I tell you what, if I was, I don't know if it would be appropriate for me to work for them, or if it would work out, because they're on a kind of a different time schedule for me. But if I were to work for them, I can think of 3 or 4 things that I would build in day one. All of those things that I have on NinjaTrader that I wrote in NinjaTrader, like the market depth tape, that I'd go and put those in, right? When I log into my membership account, it has message boxes that pop up at the bottom of the page showing fake transactions of people buying services. What do you mean? They have, I don't know, man. They did get into trading education, and I think that they make a significant amount of money off of that, but it's kind of like, all right, I'll let them use my cookies, sure. Oh, really? I don't. Oh, does it do that to me? You're talking just about like members.jigsawtrading.com? Maybe I don't see that because I use Brave. No, I have shields down on this website. Did Jay get faked out there? Short. Oh, they both took a bunch of trades in that area. Gosh dang it. So one of them might bowled ahead, but now they're pretty equal now again. See, I think the problem with the way that I'm trying to filter for Jay is, I've got my algorithm for resting orders, max and min. There is a difference between them. Sometimes they'll be on different sites, and that's kind of one of the areas that I'm more interested in, because it seems like these ones you might be able to, but yeah, they took them short, and it's fine. But I'm using like the whole book. I'm discounting the 4 closest prices, but then I'm discounting the rest of the book. And, I'm wondering, okay, maybe I should try it including everything. Maybe I should try it only including like 10 prices or 12 or something like that. Because what happens is the book goes one way, and it's too long, and this just doesn't seem to be effective. Like it's better than no filter, but it's not as effective as I want. Like this filter basically brings its performance back to what the backtest says it should be. Yeah. Anyways, having trouble with it. Seems like that level 2 that I can pull an edge out of it, but it's so hard for me to really figure it out, because I can't just go back and say, okay, what if I did this? What if I did this? Right? I have to like come up with an idea and test it and see how it goes. And I'm still going to sit here and let them run for 30 minutes, and then I will go and pull out the information from JJ and see what I get, if I can pull anything out of those stats. Are you going to get the MBO data? So once we get to 10 subscribers, then we'll get the MBO data. Yes. Yeah, I don't get those notifications. That's weird. I do wonder though, like, when was the last time that they gave us an update? Let us search. Trading therapy. I don't get those messages at all. Typical artist 21. Hello, how are you? So I swear that you made one in like January. Monthly blog updates. Well, but maybe, does this happen when you're in Journalytics at Uzi? Which specific page do you get that on? So I tell you, here's the best reason to use Jigsaw, man, is you get this thing. These are so effective. They're better than the stats you get in NinjaTrader. These are my trading for the week on my trades by hand. I've only won 40% of the time, huh? Oh, that's okay. But what is my MAE versus MFE? Okay, so I'm getting pretty good. Almost 2-to-1. Well, the profit factor is 2.84, but... Oh, and it is factoring in the fees, yes. I have to say, I've been trading pretty good lately. Had a bad day a little bit before that, though. Still uncomfortable trading it live. Well, he's saying that he'll get little messages pop up at the bottom of the screen to say, oh, this is both my equities and my... That's why it's so much. It's both equities and treasuries. Yeah. So the thing that bothers me is that, like, Bookmap does seem to be adding things in. I'm really unsure how much utility they have. I really want to try out the MBO stuff, but, like, it's so expensive. Like, you realize for MBO data that they're taking... you have to pay Rhythmic $100 for that data, and then you have to pay them $100 a month too. Like, that is really, to me, really crazy. So... then they were saying that, oh, well, we put that in there because they told us, like, you don't want a lot of people using that. And I'm like, or you just realized that you could get enough people to pay for it that you put it out there. You know what I mean? Oh, sorry. Go to the Add Renew Products page. Let's see here. Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, okay. So it probably is just showing you the names of the last few people that have bought something. That's funny. Anyways, to my point. Bookmap, they are adding things in there, but I'm kind of like, it's like of questionable utility. And I still look at Bookmap, and I'm not so sure. These look to me like people that they're adding in stuff to add in stuff, but they're not necessarily going through and testing it and proving that they have efficacy or anything like that. You know what I mean? Sierra is $76 a month for MBO. Well, that's to get their Rhythmic API Plus, so you get a lot more than just MBO, but... we could try doing it in Sierra charts. But I said I'm going to pay for it with the money we make from the subscriptions. So I've got like 4 guys on it right now. So once we get 6 more people using them. By the way, I went through and extended everybody. YouTube doesn't do a good job at telling you when people have paid for the month. So I don't know. That whole thing is weird. But I extended them out. But yeah, so that's Bookmap. And then the other issue I have with Bookmap is that they wrote it in Java. Ugh, kill me. I'm just I'm sure I give Java too hard of a time, but I just don't like Java. When I started, it was like Java is the greatest thing and I want to use Java for everything. But since then, I have realized how out of date that language is, particularly in the area of package management. And the multi-platform stuff, the way that they do it and everything, is just not as effective of a platform to develop on. And so I'm sitting here like, I'm going to do everything in Java. I don't want to. I just don't want to do that. Rather do it in C#. So that's the other thing that I don't like about Bookmap. But okay, well, so J1 has pulled ahead of J2 by a good $30 now. So J2 is just using a trend filter. And J1 is using market depth. What is this filter? Oh, it's a super smoother. It was a low pass filter. It's using a low pass filter. Maybe tomorrow we'll try them together. Well, we'll do the filtering here, and then we'll look at J2, and we'll have J1 and J2 using the same level 2 filtering. We'll use the max algorithm, and we'll see what we get. Oh man, if you get a recording, it's a guy with a soundboard. Like, you can mess with them and get them to hit certain buttons. When I found out they had a laugh response button, oh man, I had a field day with that. Oh, really? Huh. Well, treasuries came back from the highs quite a bit, but the pressure in the treasury is still up, and I'm kind of thinking, that's down. No. Equities sure are chopping around here a lot. The robots took a lot of trades in that area. It's just like, so the thing is that with Gabby is that here's why Gabby is so great. Gabby, you only get like a few signals a day, and the thing that she signals is very simple, and the thing that she signals has a pretty good probability, and when you combine it with a large stop, it seems to work out really well. I'm pretty sure that she will experience some awful drawdowns. That's why I'm looking at this and I'm like, this is actually performing better than the backtest suggested. Gabby killed Potato Girl. Oh man. Wait, she did on the episode, the new episode? I still haven't seen it. I'm going to watch it tonight. Oh, I should have watched it yesterday. I got to remember to do that. Okay. See, yesterday I was like, okay, well, I'm done working out. Here's all the things that I can do. Did I tell you I work out? I got this light in the garage, and it just makes me happy thinking about how bright that light is. I want another one. I think I want 2 more of them. Then my garage will be really well lit up. Anyways. Oh, wait, here's another one. Anyways, and then I got back and now the kids were playing Minecraft, so I'm like, all right, we'll play Minecraft. I don't know if you guys would enjoy playing Minecraft, but playing it multi-platform, it's great. Dude, I'm totally into it. I don't like necessarily the way that Microsoft did it, but it's multi-platform and it works and it's cool. It was like episode 4 or 5. Oh, right. No, yeah, I saw that part. Yeah. Did you see the episode that was not last week's, but the week before that, where Gabby meets the family of the Potato Girl? Have you seen that one? That was a real tearjerker, man. Sweet. Well, that might have just been luck, but that trade worked really well, wouldn't you say? I keep trying to get my wife to watch it, but she hates it. That's right. My wife hates anime because you have to watch it in Japanese and she can't. So here's the one I'm realizing. My wife doesn't actually watch television. She listens to television sometimes, but she doesn't actually watch it. She uses it as background noise. She puts the television on and then reads Facebook is what she's doing. Because I'm sitting here like I was watching Gundam. Oh man, so what happened with Gundam was like I watched Gundam Unicorn and I'm like, these are so good. I didn't realize that they were like movies that had been released years apart. But I thought it was so good, and I'm like, it's just like robots beating each other up in like action, and it's great action, and you get like robot gore. Robot gore is the best, right? It's so cool, and you're like, oh, and all of the energy effects that they draw. Oh, I was so into it. So I was like, okay, I can get into Gundam. So then I start watching some of the other Gundam series. So boring. What did I watch? It was like Gundam. Oh, it was supposed to be the one that was like before the other timelines. I can't remember, but there was like a group of vigilantes, and I was like, this is meh. It's not as interesting. But she hates it because Japanese subtitles. But then you get one that's has an English dub. She doesn't like that either, because then it's anime. She's the kind of girl that she gets that thing in her head that like, this is a thing that I don't like because I'm a girl. English dubs are so bad. Some of them are. When I read the dubs versus the Japanese subs, I kind of realize that sometimes they will change what they're saying to make it match up with the lips a little bit better, and it almost always ends up having less impact the way that they change it. So then you get one like in Evangelion, when they redid the dubs for Netflix. Oh, that one was hard because what they say is so much more clear. Like, you understand it. So there's so many things when I watched it originally that were confusing that I realize now in the original anime they weren't so confusing. And the reason that people understood it so well from watching it one time versus myself was because of the translation. But then it took all emotion out of it. Japanese voice actors are just better. Well, maybe that's it. Yeah, because the Japanese voice actors definitely put way more emotion into it. Like, when you watch some of the clips of the Japanese voice actors for Attack on Titan doing them, and they're like screaming, la 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 la, screaming at the top of their lungs and like crying as they do it. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure that the American ones don't do that. So I took that one. Gabby didn't. Gabby would need another move lower to take it that. So this is where I'm saying I think that I should put out there like if it's been so long, she just doesn't take it, and see how well that does, if that improves her win rate. Maybe that's why she appears to be performing better than the backtest suggests, because there are some times when there's been a really big gap and they come back to it like 3 hours later. You watched a Dragon Ball Z and it's like, how do these people's throats not explode? Oh, I really want to go and get, well, I'm waiting for now, because I'm not going to watch it now. But when the boy is a little bit older, how old do you need to be for Dragon Ball Z? Like maybe 8. So maybe when the boy is 8 years old, we'll get the Dragon Ball Z Super or whatever it is and watch all that. It'd be fun. And that'll be fun. So I'm going to give him 2 more minutes. They're neck and neck again. Jay has caught up. J2 takes slightly more trades. So let's see here. J. Here's J. Here's J2. So, J2 takes almost twice as many trades, in fact. So that means then that J2, J2's win rate isn't quite as high. That win rate makes a big difference. Interestingly enough, though, J1 won on all of his short trades. So that's interesting. Whereas this guy, he was a little bit more balanced. What if we did something like always take the trade, but if the level 2 is in your favor, hold it for longer or something like that? Well, so he got that one. So if I do it, can I like refresh? How do you refresh? I'm just going to close it. Okay, so let's take J2 here. Real timer. Okay. And we will come into the trades. Show me the trades. Yes. Okay. Export. J2. Save that. Ninja script output. Come grab that window. Come on, where's my Excel? Okay. Gotcha. Okay, we're good. It's good. Have to change this because our studio doesn't like spaces and variables. So do that and max, min, and we come over here and we'll paste all of our data that we've had come out and get rid of those. Those are the ones before I fixed it. Oops. Okay. Probably there's some more in here somewhere, yeah. There's going to be a couple where they like inventory bar's daily limit hit and he didn't stop trading? Oh, maybe he did. Brandon didn't do very well today, by the way. He did great yesterday, didn't he? That one. Inventory daily bars limit hit again. Okay. And then data, text to columns, next, comma, finish, good. No, all of these are bad. Deleted. Okay. Now we'll come in here. And what is it? R VLOOKUP. There we go. VLOOKUP. Gosh dang it. VLOOKUP. Lookup value, entry name, comma, table array being this right here, comma, index num1, range lookup, false to be an exact match. Oops, should it be 2? Should I have 2 there? Yes. Okay. So there's 2. And then this one will be a 3. So it'll be a 3. Oh, you know what? I screwed up. Gosh dang it. Okay. I made the same mistake that I made last time. I was sitting there and I was thinking about it. And I was like, what did I do last time that was bad? Was that I didn't have it set to ticks. That helps a lot. Okay. Export J2. Save. Yes. Yes, I would. Yes, actually, I would like to just overwrite everything. Mac, what did you miss? I'm gonna go and do an R analysis. Okay. Bum 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 bum. Man, you gotta go way down here. My finger's getting tired. Deleted. Wait, what? There we go. Deleted. Better. Okay. Data. Text columns. Next. Comma. I actually want to take that one short, but I'm not going to. Finish. Okay. Cool. And this should be, shall see, and then this one should be 3, right? 3. Enter. Yes. And then we extend those down. Da, 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 da. And save. You went long there? Okay. Now we just got London coronavirus numbers. Wrecked? Yeah, well, then the volatility came in. Did I said I wanted that short, right? Did I not? Yeah, I did. We'll go to Word. Okay. Oh, did I not save it last time? That's funny. Okay, well, J2. Run. It's probably going to give me an error. Okay, so I need to delete 5 of these. Stop that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. I'm gonna save it like that. And then this one should be, oh, you know what? I didn't give them names. Gosh dang it. Okay, hold on. I will have my revenge. Oh, that sure is going. That sure came back down fast, didn't it? You know, like originally I was like, well, it's short, but usually it sticks around in those areas. So that's why I don't think that Gabby ended up taking a trade. Which is which? This is taking longer than it should for me to figure out. But I don't remember how I programmed it with which my output. Min, max. Okay. So this is min and this is max. Okay. File. Saver. I'm so tired I can barely stay awake. Didn't you go to sleep last night? I was really tired earlier, wasn't I? But that was because I wasn't engaged. Okay, so that's good. Min. Max. Mixer. All those. And then I probably don't want to set these limits. Not for now. Okay. Run. Okay. Why isn't it giving me anything? Oh, okay, longs and shorts aren't giving me any data, but my data does? Why is that? Gosh dang it, I see why. This is why you have to come in here. It doesn't like that. That's why I change it to direction. Save. Okay. Clear that. Clear those. Run that. Just to be sure the way we got is clean. Okay. So for the shorts, when the level 2 was getting close to 0, we lost a lot. That was where we lost on the shorts. It was really the longs that did worse though, right? Let's come back up here. Summary. Oh, okay. Yeah, it was the longs that had trouble. Okay. For the longs, it was kind of a similar thing. Well, that's not helpful. That's not helpful at all. It is suggesting to me that when the level 2 was decreasing, that mattered. Oh, that's a thought. That's a thought. What's this? I was trying to sell all my buys and sells, but a friend who talked for hours and hours called me up and held me hostage on the phone till like 2 a.m. No, you just hang up. Yeah. Say, I'm going to sleep now. I do that, but then he was like, well, call me back when it's charged. She's a good guy, but one of those guys that really doesn't understand that you need to do other things. Well, some people, they start talking and they just don't know when to shut up. It's a common thing. I don't know why you get some people like that, but it's like they don't, they don't talk enough. Oh, yeah, that's right. I didn't respond to that guy. I wonder if I can go through and, well, would it ever be the case that it's rising or falling, though? That's hard. That's really hard. So, like, right there would be an example spot. See, J worked and J2 didn't. Well, at the moment, Jay made $30 and J2 made $12. But Gabby made $38. So almost $40. And then I made $50. Right, but I made $50 on 3 trades. Gabby made $40 on 4 trades. Yep. 4 for 4. She might actually do something here, though. Well, it may just be the case that that's not enough data, because the book has been mostly all one way, but that's when I get into, like, what if we change the book, though? What if we change the book? So one of the problems is that you can kind of overfit here, right? Well, it gives us a few things to try. So first thing we should try is J2 with both on, both filters on. Then the next, then see which works better. And then we should try, assuming that J2 works better that way, then we can try changing the filters a little bit, the number of level 2s that they look at. And then we can try looking at the slope of the level 2 change. Let's see what that does. CME group events. Why institutions are adopting Bitcoin in 2021. I don't think that's actually happening. I really don't. I think it's just MicroStar and Tesla. And everybody else is just trying to jump on the momentum. But Gabby's so good. Gabby could pass a combine. Maybe. Okay, so I'm going to write some stuff on the chalkboard here so I remember, all right? And a few years from now, Seth is crying when Gabby goes off to college. Nope. When Asher goes off to college, I'm sure by that point I will be happy to have him out. Now he probably will go to university and live at home. Probably they all will. I'll have them here until they're 30. Oh. That'll be interesting. I know, but I'm just saying if that's the way that I was like with Asher, why would I be different with Gabby? Because I won't be able to make money off of her anymore? I don't know. You got to admit, you look at the spots that she took it and everything else. Okay, like here's Gabby. Let's come back. She's on this chart. Okay, so there's one. Now she takes a very, very small trade with outside risk reward. Wait, how did she get that one exactly? How did that one work? $38.86.50. How did she do that? That's not right. That's not right at all. How did she pull that one off? There's one. That one makes more sense. That one right there is just a little tad suspicious that it says that got filled. Let's go and look at what happened in that spot, shall we? 827. The sim shouldn't allow that to happen, right? Okay, we're doing ES. I'm going to do one tick. Wish I had a better candlestick for sticks. I want a line on close that changes the color of the line based on if it was up or down or something like that. Okay. And what time did I say? 8:27. $8.27. And the price was $38.86.50. Okay. So that price did not get touched. Well, it did at 28. Who's calling me? This is scammers. We take her. Yeah, spam risk from Massachusetts. No thanks. Why is it always in the morning? Well, she might have been filled there, and then she would have taken a winner, right? Think. Or it would definitely would have been there. I don't know if she would have held out for that. Let's see here. What happened after that? Down. That might have been a loser. And then that would be more in line with what she should have done. Strategy analyzer. See why you got to go back and look at it, guys? Always suspicious. Always suspicious. What? Suspicious. Okay. We can come back and we're going to say Gabby. Oh, wait. She's not. She hasn't been moved into AAA. She probably should be. Oh, what is she running on? 100. Oh, why is her loss limit 100? Okay, well, whatever. 0.5 reward factor. Stop 16. Okay. 16 and 0.5. And we're just going to run it on today. Can we do that? Will that work for us? And then we're running around 1 minute charts, so that's okay, but we do have to have tick replay on. Include commission. Let's see if I can get her to run. Sometimes I'll put it on today's data and it will refuse to trade. She is running on rocket fuel. I don't know why she did that. Well, so that's exactly what I was worried about. It's like if you run it on just today's data, it doesn't do anything. It's like you have to run it on like a little bit more than that for it to work. Bank of America sell signal triggered. Goldman chief lawyer departs with senior exits growing at bank. Well, JP Morgan was having a lot too, weren't they? Why is it not doing it? I'm getting texts here. Uh-oh. Work already having problems this morning? Yeah, looks like nothing I have to worry about though. That sucks. No big deal. Oh yes, that's right. What was today trading like? Well, I did pretty okay, but there is like a sell side sweep out there floating around, kind of messing with people. He caught me once, so I took a hit on my first trade, and the second trade worked out. And then I had a third trade that I took for just a small one. Then I got 50. So it was okay for me. There were my robots. I had one robot that did really well. Frankly, too well. So we're back. We're running her on the back test again. I'm having trouble getting her to actually run the back test for some reason. It's like if it doesn't include enough days, it doesn't work for some reason. What the hell? That is so frustrating. So I don't know why it won't do that. So I'll show you here again for those of you guys just tuning in. The last trade that she took way back here, she claims, the sim claims that she got filled at 38.8650. But so let's come back over here and try and find it. Price, quantity, buy, 38.8650. Entry, position 1 long, order ID, gap long, commission rate. What is that? What does that would show me if it was the order type? Why is that? Oh, those are executions. Maybe I need it to be... Yeah, maybe I need to look at executions. $8.26. Limit buy 38.86 filled. Shouldn't the time that it's placed and the time it's executed be things? Yeah, it's weird. They're right there. 8:26 is what the timestamp it shows it on, and it says that it put in a limit buy 38.8650. But oh, hey, maybe it's because I'm running this on the 1 minute chart. That could be. Jay's taking a couple more trades there. Oops, that's not what I wanted. Yeah, so both of the Jays have gone negative there now, almost to the end of the day. That's funny. Well, I was kind of trying to prove a point with Jay, but it doesn't seem to be consistent enough. They don't seem to be consistent enough, do they? Maybe the combination of filters there will help, but I don't know. What was I just thinking there? Oh yeah. So if I come back into this chart and I go to 826 bar, 826 bar, 3886.50 was touched. So I think, yeah, that's what's happening. So if I come back in here, do I need to go in and do the order fill resolution higher? I'm not sure what the best way to do this would be. What if I ran it on just the one range chart? Instead. No, or I could do it with that and just, I could do it on 1 minute. The input on this, because it's order flow and everything, it shouldn't matter. Could do like 1 second bars underneath. What happens if I do that? High order for multi-series strategies. Oh, that's right. That's right. She has multiple series underneath of her. Actually, or is it telling me that because she uses tick replay? Flow. Oh. Why do I do that? Oh, to try and tell the trend, but I didn't even need her to do that. Okay. Well, I'm just going to put her on the one range chart and click OK and turn her back on. Yeah, I'm getting lots of phone calls today, huh? So I don't think that she would have gotten a thing, but well, I have to try tomorrow. I'll try backtesting her again. Because I think when I backtested her, let's see here. Strategy analyzer. Oh, I did backtest her on one range charts. So I don't know. Why did I run her on a 1 minute chart though then? Well, that's weird. Is that why on the 1 minute charts that they're not doing anything? It must be. Okay, so hold on. Let's come back and try this one more time, shall we? 0.5, 16, 8, 1000, use loss limits, tick replay, one range bar, just today. Just today. No. I don't know. If I changed something about her that makes it the back test no longer work, but the live one does? Or is it just that I really have to go like all the way back? Aha. Now we should be able to see trades. Needed to tackle one. Today being March 2nd. Oh, did I change the date today? Oh, yeah, I got it. Okay, cool. So today, it says that it only took 3 trades. Ah, look. 8:26:35. It got a gap. This one says that it took 38.87 3/4, which is more accurate. But it did get the winner. Meanwhile, the other day, so I guess it did take, well, it looks like there's one that this took that wasn't accurate, though, for some reason. What makes the song play? The strategy analyzer finishing makes the song play. I have that set so that I can start programming and then walk out into another room and let it run. Because some of these back tests that I'm doing with order flow take like 30 minutes to an hour, depending on the data set. So, see, some of these weren't very good, though. Those weren't very good. Overall, it's profitable, I guess. Overall, I'd say she looks better than the other ones. I mean, she's kind of taking on a risk like Jay is, but Gabby seems to be quite a bit more effective. And what's happening now is I'm even taking my own trades off of Gabby and doing okay, so. Well, when I take the trade, it's a lot more complicated how I decided to go along that one. That one, it was like we're at the bottom and it gapped. That's like, okay. And there was some absorption on it. Yeah, you take that long. And I'm going to need to go and open this, refresh these, and put them on. Oh man, J2 is now doing terribly. I'm going to turn these all off now. Oh, because it's time for me to get going. What should we put in today's title? We should just say Gabby is amazing. I don't know why I do that. She's got issues. She's a little haven't come up yet, but I'm telling you. Nap time. Well, or we could just say markets pull back after best day of since January. Blah 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 blah. George just lucky, I guess. That's what whenever I get one like that, day like today, I'm like, a lot of that felt lucky. You know what? I didn't really the thing is the 2 trades that worked out, I didn't have any ticks against me. So, I'd say those are pretty good trades, but looking back on it, I can't really say what was it that I did today that made me effective. Just works for some reason. I'm just going to put that. Hit that like button. 24 likes today is pretty good for me. That's all 24 viewers of you guys watched it. Click like. Thank you guys very much. Well, I guess it's time for me to get going. So I'll see you guys tomorrow and stay profitable, friends.